Twists alleviate backache, headache, stiffness in the neck and shoulders. The turning, twisting trunk gives the internal organs a deep massage. It activates and exercises the kidneys. It stimulates the digestive system, improving it and eliminating sluggishness. The spine gets increased mobility and flexibility, so too do the hips. So twists have many benefits, and that's what we are going to be practicing today. Firstly, find yourself in a comfortable position. This can be in a chair, kneeling, cross-legged, or on your seat with your legs forward. And do remember that all upper body exercises in the form of twists can be practiced in a chair. Let's just take time to tune in. So place your palms one on top of each other and rest them in your lap, or if you prefer that your hands are separated and just naturally resting in the lap, then do that. Close the eyes. Unclench the teeth, unfurrow the brow, and tune in. Pull focus to the ebb and flow of your breath. Have a new consciousness of how it flows through the body, bringing life-giving oxygen to every single cell that makes up you, and you are made of billions of cells. And scan the body, the mind, for any pockets of tension that you may be holding on to, that you could let go of with your next exiting breath. And then open the eyes, and we shall start. Bharadvajasana is the first twist we're going to do. So from a kneeling position, place your hands in front of you, pick your buttocks up, and just take your feet out to the left-hand side. Now you can have your right toes resting into the sole of your left foot. You're going to bring your right hand out just past the right hip and bring your left hand outside of your right knee. Take a breath in, lift up through the trunk of your body, and then rotate to the right. Turning the head and neck last so that they are a natural rotation, extension from the spinal cord. Check that you haven't clenched your teeth. Check that you are not forcing the posture, you're not over twisting, and that you are using the skin on your body to assist with the rotating spine. And then, keeping that upward lift that you have created, return to a central position. Bring the hands in front of the knees, breathe in, lift the buttocks, and then take the feet in the opposite direction. Bringing both sit bones down, both hips down, and then your left toes can rest in the sole of your right foot. Your left hand comes just behind and outside of your left hip. Your right hand comes outside of your left knee. Breathe in, rise up, create space. And then begin to rotate to the left, taking your time so that you can experience consciously the movement you're making, and you might like to close the eyes because then you could draw inward and possibly visualize the vertebral column, the 33 bones, and how you are lifting and creating space to then move them. Unclench your teeth. Relax along the jawline. Link with your rhythmic breath cycle. And then return to that central position. Hands just either side of the knees, lifting the buttocks up and bringing yourself back round to sit on to the knees. Bear in mind, if you are in a chair, the simplicity of the twist means you just bring one hand over to the back of the chair and the other hand to connect with it as you make your rotation. And you can do this either way. So it really is a practice that you can fashion and tailor make it for yourself. Take a breath in and out. So now let's go for the next level of that twist. Bring your hands either side of your knees, lift your buttocks and take your feet over to the left hand side and bring the buttocks down. Now allow the sole of the right foot to house the ankle of the left leg and foot. So you've got this connection here. It's like a cushioning. Once again, take your right hand just back and outside of the right hip, and you can use it almost like a prop to help you rise up. If you find that you need some sort of extra assistance under the right hip, then bring into play one of your cushions or maybe a folded blanket, and you can just, it helps to align the hips. You'll bring your left hand outside of your right knee, and this time see if you can turn that hand so that it really catches under the right knee and the fingertips are on the mat or floor. Breathe in, rise up. Exhale, begin to rotate, and then you're going to release that right hand and you're going to take it all the way around behind you so that it can rest either onto the left hip or further to catch onto the left arm. Now you could always have your strap as well so that it will give you something to work towards. So the strap is acting like a bridge. Keep the breath flowing. Holding the position for a little bit longer so that you can really activate and stimulate your internal organs, increasing the power of your digestion, and then gently releasing to the central position, coming back to neutral, and then going to the other side. So once again, having a few moments to find the foundation of the posture, getting the right shin resting in the sole of the left foot, maybe using a blanket or a cushion underneath your left hip, bringing your belt into play. Reach that left hand back and outside of the left hip. Bring your right hand outside of your left knee. Rise up. breathe in. You can use that belt so it's going to act as a bridge, and then you're going to rotate to the left, increasing in height as you twist, because every breath in allows you to lift up, and then you'll release that left hand and bring it round to the right hip to catch your belt. And then breathe in fully in the posture, tuning in to the rise and fall of the chest, and also to the activity of the belly button. Notice what the belly button is doing as you breathe. It pushes forwards as you breathe in, and it draws in, back and down as you breathe out. And then staying lifted, return to your neutral posture, bringing yourself onto your knees or back into a cross-legged position. Have the chin parallel with the thighs. Close the eyes. Take a breath in through the nostrils and allow that breath to exit consciously and completely. Tune in to how you feel. Now let's practice Marasiyasana, another twist. And this is going to require us to have our legs extended out in front of us to begin with. So, finding yourself in Dandasana, and again have your belt or strap close by in case it comes of use. So we're going to draw our left knee to bend and bring our left heel of foot close in towards our pubis. Have your right hand just outside of the right hip and slightly behind, and again using it as this prop to help lift you up, straighten you up. If you feel that you need a folded blanket under the buttocks or the hip, then use that. Take a nice deep inhalation, lift and create space through the torso. Exhale and reach those left fingertips forward, almost as if you want to touch your right toes. Another nice deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to rotate the left arm fully from the shoulder girdle so that the thumb rolls down and the little finger rolls up. And then bring that left arm around the left leg and bend at the elbow. So it's at this point that you might want to have your belt in the left hand, because we're going to release the right hand, swim it all the way round behind us and bring it to catch the left. Avoid allowing that left knee to splay out of line of the hip. You want it to remain upright, as is your torso, nice and lifted. And you're turning to look over your right shoulder. Extend and stretch through the right leg. Draw the right toes back towards the trunk of the body. Keep the breath flowing, the teeth unclenched. And then gently release and come back to that central position. You might like to give yourself a little bit of a shake out, and then we'll go to the other side. Breathe in, draw the heel of the right foot close in towards pubis. Left hand comes just outside of the left hip, and this is your time to use it as a prop to draw the breath in, to rise up, to create space. Keep both sit bones on the mat. Inhale. And then As you exhale, extend the right arm forward and bring the right fingertips almost as if they want to touch the left toes. Now, if you want to use a belt or strap, have that in your hand now, and we'll rotate the arm in its socket so it's rotating anti-clockwise. You're drawing your thumb down and your little finger up, and then it will draw around the right leg, bending the elbow back upon itself, and the right fingertips come back towards the right hip. Nice firm base still in the sitting bones, and stretching through the left leg, and then we'll release the left arm, swim it all the way round behind you and bring it to either catch the belt or catch the right hand. Rise up through the trunk of the body, turn and look over the left shoulder, teeth unclenched, skin on the face nice and soft, and breathe. Holding the position so that you have time to extract the nourishment from it, and the knowledge that your kidneys are being stimulated. And then return to a central position. Stretch the legs forward, give them a little bit of a shake. And then from Dandasana, staff posture, drawing the toes back towards the trunk of the body, bringing all 10 toes together. So maybe move your insteps forward towards the wall in front of you, bring your out steps back towards you, so that then all 10 toes can come towards the trunk of the body, because possibly you'll just, as you pull the toes back, you'll be pulling your big toes more than anything else. So flatten the soles of your feet and bring your toes back towards the trunk. We're going to link the thumbs, breathe in, raise the hands above the head, and then lifting the hips away from the femur bones, we're going to hinge forward, bringing ourselves into a forward bend, just as a breather in between the twists. Stay tuned into the flow of breath. And then securing the spine with the support of the stomach, restack the vertebral column and bring yourself back to this position of Dandasana. Now we're going to practice Bharadvajasana 2. So again, it's a twist, but we're going to give a different base position with the legs. Take it nice and easy. If you feel the position is not for you, then return back and practice to the easier version that we were doing at the beginning of this session. Let's bring 2 fingers of our right hand and get behind the left knee and just open out the back of the knee. So you're literally just pulling a little bit of flesh up towards you. With the left hand, you're going to grab the fleshy left calf muscle and rotate it outwards as you bend that knee back upon itself. So you find the heel of the left foot in line with the left hip. Another nice deep inhalation now as you bring the right knee to bend. Now a few days ago, possibly 7 to 10 days ago in these sessions, we were practicing half Padmasana, half lotus. So that's what we're going to do now with this right leg. So bring your left hand to collect your right foot. Have a couple of movements backwards and forwards, ensuring that you're mobilizing your hip joint rather than your knee. So you want to keep your heel and knee on the same parallel line. That way you know it's your hip that's moving. If you're doing this, that's your knee joint that you're activating. So just be aware of that. And then you'll draw that right foot in close towards you, bringing the right heel close to the upper crease of the left leg, and then lowering it down. So you've actually got this position. Now it might be that you again want to have a cushion under the buttocks, under the right hip, so that it rises you up. You can feel yourself lifted. But if that's not comfortable, then you could always bring this foot, the right foot, to rest just at the inside of the left knee. So we're going to take our left hand outside of our right knee, our right hand outside of our right hip. Breathe in and rise up. Begin the rotation to the right, remembering to turn the flesh on the torso along with the twisting spine. You'll then release your right hand, swim it behind you, bring it all the way round so that it either connects with the right toes or it rests on the left hip. And then turn and look over the right shoulder. Connect with the breath, focus, concentrate. And then gently releasing back to your neutral position. You might like to bring yourself cross-legged for a moment. So let's move on to the other side. Let's extend the legs out into Dandasana. And then we're going to bring 2 fingers of the left hand outside of the right knee, the back of the knee, and open it out, just pulling the flesh up towards you. As you then bend that right knee, take your right hand, grab the fleshy calf muscle, open it out as you bring that right leg back upon itself so that the heel of the right foot is in line with the right hip. You're then going to breathe in and bend this left leg, draw it in towards you, scoop it up, bring your right hand to collect that left sole of the foot, get your left heel and knee onto a parallel line so that when you do this movement of backwards and forwards, you are activating and mobilizing the hip rather than the knee. If you're doing this, that's just moving the knee joint. So think about really keeping the shin perpendicular. And then a nice deep breath in, rise up and draw that left foot high up onto the right thigh. And again, if that's uncomfortable for you, just bring that left foot to rest on the inner right knee. Now you might like to use a cushion if at any point any part of the body is left in mid-air and then it starts to contract and tense. You want it to relax, so support it. You're going to take your left hand behind you, just outside of the hip, and your right hand outside of that left knee. Breathe in and rise up. Create space and lift. Begin the rotation to the left, taking the flesh on the trunk of the body in the rotating area. And then release that left hand, swim it behind you and bring it round to either rest on the right hip or to catch the foot. Unclench the teeth, unfurrow the brow. Rise up with an inward breath. And then keeping that lift, return centrally, gently unfold and bring yourself into a cross-legged position. Or you might like to kneel, or you might like to sit in a chair. And be aware, if you are practicing in a chair, you can continue to do these twists, and even just crossing the legs alternately can make a difference to the trunk of the body as you twist, can give greater stimulation. So everything that you see practicing on the mat, you can adapt it to a chair. Have your chin parallel with the mat now. Soften the shoulders, relax them away from the ears. Lift up internally, pull pubis to navel, navel to breastbone, breastbone to brow, and then to the crown. And close the eyes. Experience how you are feeling in this present moment. Absorb all the nourishment from your practice and have it lift you for the rest of the day. Eyes open, bring the hands together at the heart, the place of all truth, and give thanks and gratitude for everything you have, and stay safe in the knowledge that yoga is good for you.